Look at these stock market charts from January 28th, 2025. What you're seeing is a bloodbath, a massive $1 trillion wipeout in the US stock market. The cause? A Chinese AI model called DeepSeek R1. And here's why it's shaking up the entire tech world. Global impact. DeepSeek R1 isn't just another AI model, it's a paradigm shift. It's as powerful as the best AI models from the US, but it's open source, free to use, and significantly more efficient. And here's the kicker. It was reportedly built for less than 3% of what it cost OpenAI to develop ChatGPT 0.1. That's not just disruptive, it's revolutionary. Just 2 years ago, we were talking about an AI arms race between private companies. Now, it's a full-blown AI war between nations. The geopolitics of artificial intelligence. On one side, we have the United States, a country with a long history of technological dominance. On the other, China, a nation with a completely different ideology and approach to AI. But this isn't just a battle over technology, it's a fight over power, control, and the future of global leadership. Some experts are calling this the Sputnik moment of AI, a turning point where the balance of power in artificial intelligence could shift dramatically. The White House has already launched an investigation into the national security risks posed by DeepSeek R1. Lawmakers are scrambling to understand how an AI model this powerful could be freely available worldwide. Meanwhile, OpenAI has accused the company of stealing its intellectual property, raising even more questions about the origins of DeepSeek's breakthrough. But here's the real mystery. How did a relatively unknown company suddenly create one of the most powerful AI models in the world? Is this just another part of the AI hype cycle? Or is it the real deal? How DeepSeek R1 broke the rules. Historically, technological leaps happen when a nation faces an existential threat. World War II led to the invention of the computer and jet aircraft. The Cold War fueled the space race. But when it came to AI, the US had no real competition until now. On January 20th, 2025, DeepSeek R1 launched, and the world changed overnight. It's a free model that reportedly matches OpenAI's $200 a month ChatGPT in performance. It also outperforms Anthropic's Claude and Google's Gemini in key areas like language, reasoning, math, and coding. The shocking numbers. Here's where it gets even crazier. DeepSeek R1 was built in just 2 months. It reportedly cost only $5.6 million to develop. By comparison, most AI models cost between $100 million and $1 billion to create. Despite being open source, it has cutting-edge capabilities. It became the #1 app on Apple's App Store almost instantly. With a free AI, this powerful millions of users flocked to it, and Silicon Valley started to panic. Billions of dollars had already been poured into US AI companies, and now it looked like those companies had overspent, overcharged, and overestimated their market dominance. The escalating response. The fallout has been swift. Within days of DeepSeek R1's release, the US government announced emergency meetings with tech leaders to assess the risks. The Pentagon is considering whether open source AI models like DeepSeek R1 pose a national security threat. Meanwhile, venture capital firms, once confident in American dominance, are now questioning whether they bet on the wrong horse. At the same time, China is doubling down. Reports suggest that DeepSeek R1 is just the beginning, with even more advanced models already in development. Some analysts warn that this could trigger the most aggressive wave of AI regulation in US history, while others fear a potential AI Cold War. What happens next? So what happens now? Will the US retaliate with restrictions, sanctions, or new AI policies? Will China continue to widen the gap? And most importantly, how will this AI arms race reshape the future of technology and global power? One thing is clear, the AI wars have officially begun. The hidden cost of DeepSeek R1 and the AI war that's just beginning to twist what they're not telling you. But here's the twist. While DeepSeek R1 is incredibly powerful, its true cost might be higher than we think. Because behind the headlines and stock market chaos, there's a deeper story unfolding, one that raises serious questions about the future of AI, data privacy, global competition, and the next wave of AI warfare. What makes DeepSeek R1 different? Most AI models rely on massive datasets and costly computations, but DeepSeek R1 does something different. It uses reinforcement learning and a technique called Mixture of Experts, MOE. Think of it like a university with specialized departments. Instead of one gigantic AI model trying to do everything at once, DeepSeek R1 routes tasks to specialized submodels, making it more efficient. It doesn't waste computing power. Faster. It processes information more effectively. Cheaper to run. Less energy. Fewer chips. Lower cost. For comparison, OpenAI's GPT models have over 700 billion parameters, requiring massive computing resources. DeepSeek R1 achieves similar performance but with a fraction of the computational cost. That's why investors are freaking out. A low-cost, high-performance AI that anyone can access. That's a direct threat to Silicon Valley's AI business model. The global fallout, panic in the AI industry. The AI industry in shock. DeepSeek R1 challenges the status quo. The artificial intelligence industry has been shaken to its core. Within days of DeepSeek R1's launch, the landscape has dramatically transformed. Meta, Facebook on high alert. The social media giant is racing against time to understand how to compete with this new threat. OpenAI reacts. OpenAI, the industry leader, announced a new GPT-30 mini model and made it available for free in a clear attempt to neutralize DeepSeek's impact. Price war in China. Chinese tech giants like ByteDance, Alibaba, and Tencent are drastically cutting prices on their own AI models to stay competitive. However, the plot thickens even further. OpenAI has accused DeepSeek of technology theft, alleging that the Chinese company trained its model using data generated by ChatGPT. The US government is investigating the allegations, but so far, no official conclusions have been released. The enigma of GPUs and American sanctions. Another critical problem that emerges is, how does China continue to have access to state-of-the-art NVIDIA GPUs, despite the strict sanctions imposed by the US? The Biden administration has been striving to prevent China from obtaining advanced AI chips, but the existence of DeepSeek R1 suggests that these efforts may not be having the desired effect. How is China circumventing the restrictions? Who is supplying these essential components? These are the questions Washington is desperately seeking to answer. The mystery behind DeepSeek's founder. Now let's talk about the mind behind DeepSeek, because this is where the story becomes even more intriguing. His name? Liang Wenfeng, and he's not your typical tech entrepreneur. Hedge fund genius. He co-founded a hedge fund called Highflyer, which uses AI to predict stock market trends. Billion-dollar fortune. His fund now manages an impressive $8 billion in assets. Anticipatory strategy. In 2021, he began buying thousands of NVIDIA GPUs shortly before the US intensified export restrictions to China. What started as an AI side project eventually transformed into DeepSeek, and now it is revolutionizing the entire industry. The big unknown, secret government support. But here's the crucial question. Was DeepSeek really an independent startup, or has it always had the secret support of the Chinese government? If China has been secretly developing state-sponsored AI models while the world was focused on OpenAI, this changes the whole game. Should you use DeepSeek R1? A serious warning before you rush to download DeepSeek R1, there's something you need to know. DeepSeek collects user data including chat history, text, and audio inputs, uploaded files, keystroke patterns. Now here's the thing, OpenAI collects data too, but there's one critical difference. DeepSeek's servers are in China, so ask yourself this. Would you rather have your data stored in the US or China? Because once your information is processed on foreign servers, you have no control over how it's used. But there is some good news. DeepSeek R1 can run locally on your machine, meaning you don't need an internet connection to use it. That's a huge win for privacy-focused users who don't want their data stored on external servers. The AI war has just begun. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has downplayed DeepSeek R1, saying, "We will obviously deliver much better models." But let's be real, this changes everything. This isn't just a battle of AI companies anymore. This is a new kind of Cold War where AI, not weapons, determines global power. The competition is pushing the entire industry forward, and soon we could see breakthroughs in medical science, material science, mathematics, theoretical physics. But there are risks too. What happens to jobs? How do we regulate AI? How do we prevent bad actors from exploiting this technology? We don't have all the answers yet, but one thing is certain, the AI race is just getting started. What do you think? Is DeepSeek R1 the future of AI? Or is this just another hype cycle? Let's talk about it in the comments.